What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 85. We start today's stuff with our fixtures for November. Massive games coming this month. Sassuolo at home, match day 4 in the Europa League group stage against the Croatians Hajduk Split. Spezia away, the first Milan Derby of the save against league leaders Inter. And we've also got, right at the end, Newcastle United as well as Genoa as well in this Serie A too. So yeah, huge games coming this month, both in Europe and in the league. On the back of the win against Fiorentina and back-to-back wins against Torino as well. Heading to the first game, Sassuolo at home, looking for our third straight win in the Serie A. I'm really needing it as well. You know, I just mentioned it right there. Inter Milan start the season off still undefeated and already right now 8 points clear of us in the Serie A. So we know if we are to be in a title race this season, then we've got to make sure these games here, we simply do not slip up in. In the bigger games against the bigger teams, maybe we can afford a draw, but if we're going to catch Inter Milan, we've got to make sure these games are bankers. So earlier into the game, in attack mode, we would take the lead through Timmermans as well. What a start for Timmermans too. I've been mentioning, especially in the last episode since the season began, we have seen Roberto Gutierrez off to a great start this season, but his supporting cast, primarily Hudson-Odoi on the right and Keane on left, been brilliant, but also Timmermans, the young Belgian, he's finding his feet early. And talking about finding his feet, 64 minutes in, great run, great ball, and great finish by Roberto as well. Sassuolo had the chance to level it. Great save by Mike, who's had a little bit of criticism at the start of the season off, kept it 1-0, and then 19 minutes after the restart, Gutierrez shushing down the camera lens, makes it 2-0, and doubles our lead. But Sassuolo would not give up. We'd already seen warning signs from them in this game. A great stop by our French goalkeeper, keeping it at 2-0, but they continue to attack right towards the end. 85 minutes in, looking for a route back in the game. Traore finds Jeremy Boga down the right-hand side, ball across, and John McGinn, now it's Sassuolo, the former Aston Villa midfielder, finds a little bit of space, drills it underneath for Mike, and makes it 2-1. But just like in Florence against Fiorentina, we survive the late scare. Final score, the fist pump raised there, Milan 2, Sassuolo 1, despite the late goal from John McGinn at Sassuolo. But you look at the stats here, and again, whilst we dominated the game against Torino, and I briefly mentioned it in the last episode, you know, we are going to have games like this where we really do dominate and we really do feel in control from first whistle to last. There'll be a lot of games like that one where we might come into it and you might think it's a banker surely, but it really doesn't pan out that way. It's been such a tough start to the season. There's so much more pressure and a much harder challenge, and I'm loving it, man. I really am. But still, following that, how about this? I mean, I tried to sell him all throughout the summer window, couldn't get a single bid, and after deadline day finished, I was like, you know what, fair enough. If you don't want to leave, fine. Leon can stay here as a dressing room leader, a vet, and the 31-year-old, to be fair, has had a bit of a redemption arc in this team, being a squad midfielder. Oh, by the way, how cool is this? How cool is this? EA, please show these sort of scenes more often. That's what you want to see, man. That's so cool. I love that. So immersive, so realistic, brilliant. But Goretzka's had a bit of a redemption arc since the transfer saga in the summer. I decided to keep him. I gave him a 1-year extension, and he's been pretty decent as a vet, as a leader, and also as a squad player as well. Whenever he's come in, he's done really well. So we said to Barcelona and Liverpool that if those bids came in the summer, I would have accepted both of them. But instead now, Leon's going to stay here at least until January and probably see the season out as well. So second game of today's episode, massive one here. We just about got the win in Croatia in match day 3 in Europa League against Hajduk Split. But heading into match day 4, I was fearing the pressure, I was feeling the nerves, and 24 minutes in, after Mike made a great save early, the visitors would take the lead. Milan 0, Hajduk Split 1, and based on the table, you felt as though they needed to win this game heading into match day 4, and they made the brightest start and they got the opening goal. What a finish, by the way, just outside the area. Question marks over the goalkeeping possibly, as we know goalkeepers this year really poor with long shots, but even so, great strike. It's Milan 0, Hajduk Split 1. But who was I talking about a moment ago there? Who was I saying has had the redemption arc in this team? Well, it's that man, the vet, the oldest player in the team at 31 years old, Leon Goretzka. Decided to give him an extension, decided to keep him here, and I think it might prove to be a blessing in disguise. He levels it for us, puts us back on level terms, and in 3 minutes before the break, a chance to get in front for the first time. Leon pulling the strings, rolls it through to Sandro. Tonali stops on a dime, finds Yuri Tielemans, lovely passing and moving, and at the back stick, there is Brahim, the Algerian who he signed on a free transfer in the summer. He's got the exciting prospect tag, and whilst it'll be hard to get him consistent game time, it's good to know when he will step on the pitch, he'll perform. So yeah, 2-1, we are in front for the first time in the game, turned the game on its head, but I tell you, it was nervy towards the end. We've already conceded quite a few late goals to start the season off. We almost conceded another one there, a smash shot from range just off target, and fortunately, despite a few nervy signs towards the end of the game, we held on for the win. Final score, Milan 2, Hajduk Split 1. And I tell you, these Croatians pushed us every step of the way. We might have got back-to-back wins against them. And as you can see on the table, 2 games to go, we've qualified. We have qualified with Dundalk only the 1 point on the board. And back-to-back wins over Hajduk Split. As we had another bid for Goretzka, this time from Simeone. Oh my goodness. But yeah, we're now 7 points clear with 2 games to go. We haven't guaranteed top spot, but we have guaranteed qualification. I tell you what though, it's a bit deceptive. It's been a much tougher group campaign than I was anticipating. Still, I did decide to remove Leon from the transfer list. As we know, we gave him the contract extension in the summer, and yeah, I gave it plenty of thought, decided it was in the club's best interest to keep him here. Don't make me regret it, Leon Goretzka, the 31-year-old staying, and I think I will keep him till the end of the season as well. He signed a 1-year extension, so he's got 1.5 years left in his contract. He scored the first goal in the game there in the comeback win against Hajduk Split, involved in the build-up for our second as well. Yeah, I think I probably made the right call there. So yeah, Goretzka will be staying as a leader, as the experienced pro in the dressing room, and I think it's probably the right thing to do. So yeah, for the third game of today's episode, really looking forward to this one. Spezia away from home, relatively decent start to the season, and taking on Thiago Motta's side here away. We had the first couple of chances of the game, Roberto Gutierrez smashing a shot wide, and then 12 minutes in, Timmermans denied by Rulli, making a good stop at the near post and keeping it at 0-0. But 26 minutes in, as Fratesi, one of our transfer targets, offloads to Verdi. He gets around Udogi, rolls it back to him, and Spezia would take the lead away from home. It's 1-0, and I was thinking, okay, alright, like I said before, there's going to be no easy games this season. We know we're going to have a lot of difficult challenges, even in games like this one, where we might come into it thinking we should be the firm favourites. And 33 minutes in the first half, we're really been dominating. Keane's shot was well blocked, and it was still 1-0 to Spezia. And I was thinking, okay, this is a little bit worrying here, because one of those games of FIFA, and you'll have them, where you dominate, you're putting loads of shots on goal, but you just can't find that opener. And the opponents you're facing are just tearing you apart. In the rare chances they get, they're always finding the opening. Verde got the assist for the first, then scores the second, as Spezia go 2 goals up, and you best believe former Inter Milan midfielder Thiago Motta was absolutely loving this. So we're 2-0 down, but 42 minutes in, Timmermans goes on a run likened to Lionel Messi. Down the right-hand side, outpaces several white shirts, and then cuts it back to Keane to make it 2-1. Right before the break, we got a deserved goal and half the deficit. It's Moyes who celebrates, but that run from Timmermans was something special, going all the way, coast to coast, from inside his own half, and finding Keane at the back stick to make it 2-1. So exactly what we needed, great camera angle, exactly what we needed. Right before the break, deficit halved, we're back in the game. Question is, can we build on that momentum that we'd shown in the first half and get another goal, which we'd need? 48 minutes in, Hudson-Odoi gets round Caldara, crosses, and oh, I absolutely love this goal. This is brilliant cross to the middle, and Roberto, I've talked about it. He's top scorer in this team. You know he's going for the golden boot, but he wants us to win more than individual accolades come the end of the season. That little flick to Keane at the back stick was so aware. It's a great cross by Hudson-Odoi. Timmermans a dummy runner, but look at that. The man comes across to Gutierrez. That means that Keane's free at the far post. Quick little knockdown to Moyes, and the finish is something special. Weaker left foot, half volley, ball dropping and bouncing off the turf. What does he do? As composed as you like, picks out the bottom corner. Spezia 2, AC Milan 2. We battle back from 2 goals down to level it. And I was thinking, okay, can we pull a Hellas Verona? Can we go back from 2 goals down to win this? 18 minutes to go. Oh, get in, Roberto. Gutierrez makes it 3-2 and smashes it past Rulli in at the near post, and Milan complete the turnaround at Spezia. Roberto with the assist for Keane's leveller, and then gets the goal himself to put us in front. 17 minutes to go. It's 11-12 for our number 9, and Milan lead at Thiago Motta Spezia. With 3 minutes to go, it was like we'd sort of knocked the stuffing out of them at this point, you know what I mean? They've been leading by 2, they're thinking, oh, this is going to be a massive scalper against AC Milan, and then once we got in front, it was amazing how the momentum changed in the second half. Once we got in front, we knew it was going to be over, and later on, a minute and a half to go, Maya goes down the right hand side, whips in across, and Callum Hudson-Odoi, the 2 English boys here, me and Callum celebrate together as Hudson-Odoi nods it past Rulli to make it 4-2, and what a huge turnaround win away at Thiago Motta Spezia. Final score 4-2. Brilliant game though. Keane with a brace, one for Hudson-Odoi. Gutierrez getting a goal as well. And you look at the stats here. Unbelievable. Spezia took 2 shots in the game. They scored them both. We had an XG of over 7. Ridiculous, but we come through, we get the win, that's the most important thing. But again, I really like this. Even in games where I play so much better than my opponent, I'm still having to grind out results most of the time. It really is so much tougher this year and I'm loving it. So following that 4th and final game, are you ready for this, baby? San Siro, first Milan Derby of the save, and Inter Milan right now 8 points clear at the top. This is their team. Jude Bellingham is there, 88 overall. Nicolo Barella 89, Noni Wajuk 88, Marcos Llorente 88 overall as well. It's an absolutely brilliant midfield Inter Milan have got as I run you through their full team here. Marco Verratti is going to retire at Inter, it seems. Of course, now quite old. But Sebastiano Esposito, the goal machine of our Brescia save and our club and country save on FM, has grown up so well. Victor Osimhen, one of my favourite strikers in the game, is at Inter as well. 87 overall. It's an amazing Inter Milan side. And you can see why, to start the campaign off, Simone Inzaghi's side are the only undefeated team remaining and 8 points clear. First Milan Derby of the season. These guys are the favourites. These guys are the league leaders. I knew I was in for a heck of a challenge. So first chance of the game falls to Inter. Esposito finds Gomez 11 minutes in as the visitors look for the opener. Had it not been for Mike making a great save at the near post, we would have been down by a goal. And a couple of minutes later, Inter looking to put their stamp on the game right from the very get-go and show why they're the best team in Italy right now and why they're league leaders in the San Siro. They were playing some brilliant football. This is a great ball in by Noni Wajuk to find Gomez. Quick little pass inside, and Llorente denied by another great save by Mike as it was still 0-0. We knew he was in for a busy afternoon, and from the corner as he comes to claim it, he wins it and quickly lobs it long to Moyes. Moyes controls it, gets around Jude Bellingham down the right side, and he is away. Keane outpaces the former Dortmund midfielder. Can he finish? Yes, he can. In off the post, and Moyes Keane goes coast to coast to give us the opener against a run of play. Milan 1, Inter 0, and we have the lead in the Milan Derby courtesy of Keane. And a goalkeeper assist. I think it's the first time we've done it all series long. It's a goalkeeper assist. He made 2 brilliant saves early and he sets up the opening goal. Mike's come under fire to start the season off, but what a response in the biggest game of the campaign. Milan 1, Inter 0. We have the lead against the run of play. But if you thought these guys were going to lie down and let us win this game and see them lose their unbeaten start, think again. Sebastiano Esposito, legend of my Brescia club and country save, makes it 1-1 and Inter find their deserved leveller. And after a frenetic start to the game, the second half kind of died down a little bit until 63 minutes in. Goodness gracious me. Sometimes I talk about it, you need a little bit of luck, and we got a lot of luck. 63 minutes, we will get ourselves in front for the second time in the game whilst Roberto's claiming it. God knows what I was doing with the celebration there. It's a hugely fortunate goal. So now his pass deflects right into his path. He's 20 yards from goal. He takes aim, but it takes a huge, absolutely monstrous deflection to find the back of the net. Without it, would it have gone in? I highly doubt it. But we'll take it. Milan back in front. It's 2-1. And from that point, it was all hands on deck. I was playing lockdown defense. I was doing everything I could to keep Inter at bay, close out the win, inflict their first loss of the season on them in the hands of their great rivals, and cut the gap to 5 points. But in stoppage time, with virtually the final kick of the game, oh my goodness, silencing the crowd, Sebastiano Esposito, the goal machine in my Brescia club and country save, makes it 2-2. And I love these camera angles here. Inter celebrating in the background, and then in the foreground, Gutierrez, the goal machine of this save, exasperated. Inter battle back twice to claim a point, courtesy of Sebastiano with the final kick of the game. Milan 2, Inter 2, huge missed opportunity to cut the gap to 5, inflict Inter's first loss on them in the season. But honestly, man, that was as tough as it gets, and I'm not one bit surprised Inter got the point. They deserved it. 2-2 the final score, a thriller of a Milan derby, absolutely brilliant. And as you can see, 13 games in, they remain undefeated and 8 points clear. They are going to take some stopping this season if they're not going to win the Serie A title. But that will end today's episode of Career Mode, guys. Massive thank you for watching. Really hope you enjoyed this episode. I absolutely love making it for you. Have a fantastic day. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode of Club and Country as I return to England for the first time since leaving Brentford very soon.